Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? So I'm back, and as you can see from the title, we're going to talk about fabric today because I was gifted a lot of fabric by one of my neighbors. So, in a strange twist, I'm going to show you the stuff I'm not keeping first, and the reason is because this woman was a seamstress. It is my neighbor's grandmother. And she was a seamstress in the 70s, which will be very apparent very quickly. But we have a lot, and I mean a lot of double knit. Like, wow. So let's just get started with this lovely, and this looks really purple, but it is so brown. And it's a very small piece. So I'm not going to hold on to a very small piece of double knit brown fabric. Ooh. Now, this is a tough one because this is a little bit more. And as you can see, it's a wild, really bright green. I'm on the fence about it. I don't know if you guys can see it. It has like a texture, like it's like corduroy, but it's not corduroy because it's not cotton, because it's some kind of bizarre polyester. I might put this in the keep pile only because it's such a vivid color. And who knows, maybe I could do something with it, right? Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I don't even know what this is. A lot of this stuff is industrial fabric. She was a seamstress. I think she was doing work for people. Like, this is just, I don't know if you can see it. It's a tan canvas. There's nothing particularly great or wrong with it. It's tan canvas. I'm not going to make it into anything. Now, there's this. This is weird. There's a lot of this. This almost feels like an acetate, like a lining material acetate. Again, just beige, right? Not my favorite. There's a lot of it. I'm just going to put it all aside. I never know what to do with this. This is more. This is definitely, it's got a piece of ancient masking tape stuck to it. Oh, there we go. Again, like green lining material, some kind of acetate probably. And I'm thinking lining material and just more of it. There's just tons and tons of this. And then there's this. Now this is some type of heavier weight polyester. I would almost say it might be formal, like maybe it's an underlining fabric, because as you will see in a minute, I did find a pattern for some bridal stuff. And I'm thinking this might be underlining material because it's like a silkier kind of polyester. And then there's this. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. This doesn't even do this justice. This is navy blue polyester. Double knit, definitely from the 70s. Kind of scary. And we have some more double knit polyester in like a brownish beigeish color, right? Ooh, and more double knit polyester. Only this is definitely like more of a cobalt or an electric kind of blue color. Still no use for that. And then just yards and yards of this. This is a double knit polyester. I'm assuming it was supposed to be suiting material. It is so heavy. See, it's brown here, but then it's checked on the outside. And there's so much of it. It's definitely suiting material, but it's also definitely polyester. So that's it for the fabrics I don't want to keep. Now let's look at some of the fabrics I do want to keep. And let's start right off the bat with possibly the most interesting of the fabrics that I'm definitely keeping. So I'm going to show you two fabrics, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so here's the first fabric. Can you see the motif? See how lovely it is? Okay, so there's just one single piece of this. And if you flip it over, you will see that here is the piece that got sun-drenched. Okay, keep this in mind because I am, by the way, going to take this apart and probably make some kind of a tea towel out of the part that is not sun-drenched, because in with all the fabric, drum roll please, was curtains. Yes, the most amazing vintage curtains made out of that material, hand sewn with ruffles, right? With a ruffle. Yes, I know. Gorgeous. In fact, is this supposed to be the top? Maybe this is supposed to be the top. Oh, this is the top. Yeah, there's definitely room for a rod in there. So this must be the top, right? I know. Don't be jealous, ladies. I know what you're thinking. So there's two of these. Oh, here's the other one. Exactly the same length, everything. I mean, come on. I have to get a house with a dining room just so I can hang those curtains. And then here is what I'm assuming is some type of a valance piece, because it's really bleached out, but can you see that bottom? I know. I mean, I think, could this possibly be where the curtain rod goes? I don't think so, but maybe, because this is directional fabric and this is definitely the direction. But yeah. So I was pretty stoked to get that as fabric. Yes. Hi there. There was also some of this. This is just like some basic muslin. Like it's like actual, just real muslin. It's unbleached. It's perfect for doing any kind of project. Okay. So here's another fabric I was very on the fence about, but I decided to keep. This is definitely an industrial fabric. It's got that industrial feel. It actually feels like it's got a finish on it. Maybe it is like meant for outdoor use, but I kind of liked it. I mean, I'm not going to use it for clothes, but I was thinking it would be good to cover, like, I don't know, like a chaise lounge, chaise longue, as they say in Britain. I haven't decided yet. And then there's this. There's so many pieces that are just not quite enough for me to make anything out of them, but they just make me so happy. Okay. I would have killed you in junior high for purple corduroys. Here is purple corduroy fabric. It's not even a yard, but it's so awesome. I hope that you guys can really see. It's like a lovely, like light purple. Maybe a lilac. I don't know. I feel like lilac is actually a little bit darker than this, but still, right? I would have killed you for a pair of corduroys made out of this in like 1978. Absolutely. Yeah. There's some of this. Again, just smaller pieces, but still very pretty. You know, you're just a really basic cotton gingham. Good quilting pieces if I want to put together quilting stuff, right? Like the quilt I got last week. Actually, the quilt I got last week. Can you imagine if I ran this down the center to connect them? That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? It'd be really beautiful, actually. This, I'm seriously thinking of making into a pillow, by the way. I have a pillow front that I got for some other estate sale, yard sale, whatever. I'm thinking they would go together. I found this fabric. I am 99.9% sure I already have this. So I'm wondering if some of her fabric already went to Goodwill before the family started cleaning stuff out, but it's just a really pretty ditzy print. It's very soft too. It would be very nice for a blouse. It's definitely cotton, but it's got that softer kind of hand feel to it. And then there's more polyester. You know, I don't wear polyester, but sometimes the prints are just, you know, like when it's this print, right? I mean, come on. I know it's going to be 1,000 degrees in this, but part of me is like, so make it a winter shirt. You'll always be warm. And there's like two pieces. So I haven't measured any of this fabric out yet. I'm kind of guesstimating how much is in it based on my many years of measuring fabric. But I think it's probably, I think this together, these two pieces, there's probably 2 yards. I may have to put that on Etsy because it's so fabulous, but I know I'll never use it, but we'll see. I'll hoard it for a little bit before I get rid of it. Okay. Speaking of something I'll probably also never use, but it's just so beautiful. We have, it looks almost white, but this is like a very pale green Swiss dot. And I don't really use Swiss dot very much. Again, haven't measured this, but I'm feeling just from feeling it, I bet it's about 2 yards. It's really pretty, very 1970s, but quite precious. Um, you know, that lovely 1970s kind of look. And then we had this. This is like, I'm not sure what this is. This to me almost feels like denim weight. It's definitely a bottom weight. Um, it is a little bit thicker. It could be a polyester gab. If you've ever felt polyester gabardine, it's a really interesting kind of fabric. If you've ever worked with it or used it, I just thought the color was great. It's this beautiful like piney green, and I just thought it was really nice. We also have this fabric, which is, it's like a polyester, but I think it's supposed to look like Dupont. I don't know if you guys can see this, the slub marks in it, but and it's the problem is it's just beige, and I'm not really a beige gal. And then there's this. Okay, this is this I think I'm going to have to sell on Etsy because I will never wear it. Now it looks redder on camera, but this is really rust, and I guess it's supposed to look like quilted denim that happens to be rust colored, and it is from, yes, can you see that? It is from James Way. For those of you that do not know what James Way is, James Way was, until I would say probably the very early 90s, a discount department store, much like Kmart or like a place like that. It wasn't as upscale as Sears, right? It was discount. But, you know, yeah, it was one of those places. I have no use for this. It's just so weird. It may end up going on Etsy because it's just so fabulous, right? Yes, I will share my makes when I start sewing again because honestly, I'm really missing it. It's the problem with sewing. It's slightly addictive in its own way. You really do miss it when you haven't done it for a while. Now, here is the piece de resistance, as they say. This is either a rayon or viscose, possibly even polyester, but it is a silky fabric. It's absolutely stunning. I don't even know if you guys can really see the depth of this color because in person it's less purple and more like a rosy red, right? Like a rosy pinky red. This I did measure. There's 4.5 yards of this. This is enough for a dress, and I am going to make myself a dress out of this. It's so nice, but it's so beautiful, isn't it? But as the closet historian says, as Bianca says, it's schloopy. It's that fabric that's like tough to work with, right? But by the way, if nobody's been watching her lately, she bought a house in upstate New York, and it's fabulous, and she is redoing it, and it's awesomely cool. Within the mix was a belt that belonged to something. Kind of a cool belt, though, in its own way. It's like a sweater belt, and I'm thinking, should I take it apart or should I keep it as a sweater belt? Could I use it with something? I don't have any sweaters that are brown, but I did kind of think that it would be kind of cool, right, on the right garment. The buckle, at very least, is super cool. Really nice brass style buckle. I mean, this was such a hodgepodge. So here's something else that was in there. Speaking of hodgepodge, there was tons of this. Can you see how beautiful that is? Like I said, this woman was a seamstress. She obviously did a lot of formal wedding, that kind of stuff, because I found, well, I'll show you the patterns in a minute. I'm working up to the patterns, I promise. Oh, here's an ancient rubber band that is stuck to this. And here's more of, now this is different. This to me looks like it's a different pattern. Is it a different pattern? No, it's not. It is the same pattern. Okay, they're the same patterns. All right, so it's just a lot of this, which is fine. I'll take it, man. Right? So let's talk about patterns. And let's start with why I know that she did wedding stuff. There were only like 4 patterns, and here are 2 of them. Yeah. I don't even know what I'm going to do with these. I don't need these. These honestly may go straight to Goodwill. They're both partially cut. They're 2 different sizes. I don't want to spend the time counting these pieces. So they might go straight to Goodwill. We'll see. I'm excited yet, but it's very hard for me to let go of patterns. And then let me grab the other ones. Now the other patterns were, one was a naked pattern, and it's this one here, which I already have, by the way, in the envelope. So not sure what I'm going to do with it. It's a, sorry, it's like a vintage pantsuit. Has the skirt, has the vest, has the pants. Because we love a vest. I swear I'm going to get t-shirts printed that say we love a vest. Here's some loose pieces that I believe actually go to that. Is that it? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. There was this, which did have an envelope. I had started to look at the pieces and then I decided to wait. Yeah, not kind of cool, right? I'm hoping that this has most of the pieces and that it looks like most of them are uncut. It is for this jacket. And yeah, it looks like they're uncut. A lot of them are uncut. Some of them are cut. Some of them are uncut. But again, cool jacket. There's the liner notes. And then last but not least, and then this is when we get into story time. So let me tell you the story. All right. So I found this pattern. It's very banged up. I have this one on my shop. I think I might have sold it recently, but I'm pretty sure I either have it or had it. So this is how I know she did a lot of this work. We have the kids patterns and then we have a pattern like this. In with all the polyester, I found these like bundles of polyester. And one of the bundles, when I unrolled it, has, ooh, all right, can you guys see this? She has basted and she's also pinned them, the pieces from that gown to this orange polyester fabric. Okay, so not a big deal, but here's the thing. The woman who was my neighbor who told me whose grandmother this stuff belongs to, her sister-in-law works with me. Her name is Agnes, very nice woman. She works with me. She has a daughter named Julia who's interested in learning to sew. And here's alterations and everything. And, I've been telling Agnes, oh, yeah, she should learn to sew. It's not that hard, blah, blah, blah. Her favorite color is orange. So I am now, so this is where it gets weird, okay? This is where we enter the twilight zone, right? Her favorite color is orange. I am now in possession of her great-grandmother's fabric, right? And a unfinished project in orange, unfortunately, double knit polyester, orange polyester. How cool is that? Like I talk all the time in the abstract about, sorry, let me move you guys. I talk all the time in the abstract about trying to like save things and, save people's work and, just their projects and their history and everything else. But this is crazy to me that I'm this close to, that this fabric is this close to me, so to speak. Like my neighbor she's upstairs and one apartment over, and Agnes, her sister-in-law, works with me. So the fact that Julia, Agnes's daughter, loves the color orange and wants to learn to sew, and I just, received as a gift stuff from her grandmother that her grandmother had started to sew. But by the way, the grandmother passed great-grandmother. The great-grandmother passed like 7 years ago. So isn't that crazy? I mean, it's kind of almost feels a little creepy, but I thought it was great. I was like, that is so cool. I'm really excited that I can like continue this, I don't know, continue this whole process. Maybe Julia will take over and finish this garment. That would be really, really cool, in my opinion, anyway. So, but that's it. That's it for me. I did post last week. I found one piece of fabric at Goodwill. I did post it for you guys so you could see it. It ended up being 3.5 yards. I measured out the other fabric that I was talking about last week that I got at Goodwill. The chintz fabric was 2 1/8. And the pink, the buff color, that blushy light pink, was 4.5 yards, enough for me to actually make a dress out of. I had originally thought it would only be enough for a blouse, but now I'm like, I could make a dress out of that, right? So I don't know if I'm going to make a dress out of it, but it's so beautiful. I might have to because it's so beautiful. But that's it for me. Until next week, I hope wherever you guys are, it's nice. We had a lovely weekend, and now the clouds, the clouds are rolling in. So I guess we're going to get some rain tonight. But until then, I hope you're all doing well. I hope the weather is treating you well. And until I see you again, mind how you go. Bye, guys.